Martinsville's always great. Good news, we already have a caller. I think that's the newest caller in the show so far.
Oh, boy.
Come on, join us. What you got? James, go ahead.
Oh, hey, guys. Let me say this. It's great to see Martin Mouse again for NASCAR and NBC. So my question is, with Martin Truex Jr. winning yesterday and Denny Hamlin leading the most laps, which Joe Gibbs Racing driver do you think has the advantage going into Richmond next weekend?
Oh, that's a good question. Denny's home track. I actually think that there's been something about Denny at Martinsville that if Truex can beat him there, then I have to definitely give the tip of the hat for Truex going to Richmond. But do not sleep on Kyle Busch. I'll just throw it out there. Don't sleep on Kyle Busch.
I'm with you. I was getting ready to say the same thing. He's talking Denny and Hamlin, or Denny and Truex, and I'm thinking Kyle Busch when we go to
right.
Yeah, that's my Gibbs driver.
So what about Truex? He couldn't win a short track his whole career.
How about that?
He's not a short track runner. Can't win races short track. Guess what? Now he's a short track king. How does that happen?
You know what? I have no idea. That is a fascinating thing. And I think we've heard the stories of Jimmy Johnson and how he struggled at Martinsville, and then he started looking and talking to Jeff Gordon, and Jeff explained things to him. He looked at the data. He understood it. I don't know if Martin just fell face first into a computer program that told him how to run around Martinsville, but all of a sudden it's translated to every short track on the circuit, and he became the man. And that's hard to. Growing up running short tracks like he did, you would have thought it would have been a natural thing.
I believe a lot of it's confidence. And the reason I say that is because, so we talk about the 600, the Southern 500. Martinsville's, I know it was broken up this time with rain, but it's a 4-hour day. And I say that because, you can be 2 laps down, get back on the lead lap. A lot happens in 500. We couldn't have enough cameras in the world to show you everything that happens, right? So
that's true.
So what Gordon did, to your point, KP, when I was a crew chief, is for him, he taught me how long that race is. And he would say, hey, listen, at the 100, we just need to be here. Be thinking about when we need it to 200 and what we need it to 300. I know it's changed some with stage racing, but I think we saw it, right? Truex, the track came to him. And when the points were paid, the money was handed out, he found a way to get up front. That's why I think confidence, right? You have to be okay not being great at lap 300.
Yeah. So when I look at Truex, I don't think of a guy that couldn't run well at short tracks. Like he ran well, he just couldn't find a way to win. I think that maybe just execution.
Yeah.
And, regardless of what we think, Martin's not the youngest guy on the racetrack. Yeah. He's still learning.
Yeah.
Right? He's still getting better, still making improvements to himself. Denny Hamlin is too. I think the very best, right? They learn, they get better, they get better. Then you get to a point where, for whatever reason, it falls apart. Yeah. But Truex is still like this. He's still ascending with being able to execute, learn, apply. Just all around driver right now.
Maybe Martin's like a baseball pitcher who comes in and has nothing but heat in his early years,
right?
And then he gets to an age where he becomes a pitcher, where he knows he's got to throw different stuff during the course of the day to make it through a race. And that's kind of the way he approached this race. If you look at it, do different stuff for the first 150 laps, something different for the next 150 laps, and was there to capitalize on it when it took time.
So great battle, he and his teammate Denny Hamlin. Guys, I thought the race laid out for Denny the way he needed it. I didn't think that last run was a long run. I thought that, hey, he's got a good short run car. He was able to get by Martin Truex Jr., but it seemed to me his car fell off quicker in that last run than it had all day long. Denny Hamlin, certainly one of the best in Martinsville, but just didn't seem to have the car we needed.
We always talk about, there's all these buzzwords, right? You got to find a way to win. You got to close out races. You got all these little things. Well, the truth is...
Like it's easy.
Like it's easy. Well, the truth is in the majority of these races, there are 3 or 4 that are running at 85 or 90%. And still running good, leading races, running up front. What I mean by this is, and you guys have seen it, right? How many times do we have to learn in the last 50 laps or the last time down pit road? You have to make an adjustment because the wick is going turned up. Yeah. And so to your point, I question, and Denny will never admit this, but how much, because he lost control of the race on pit road. Well, he didn't really lose it, but he didn't have control of the race after the pit stops. So I know he got right by the 19. But you know how Martinsville is, man. Like we talk about the cheese grater at Darlington. Yeah. Martinsville, you slip your tire one time, and you have taken life out of it, right? So how much did he have to hustle on those? I'm talking the first 2 corners of that restart did he hurt his tires a little bit versus earlier in the race? Did he just patiently get into his run? I mean, we'll never know. Or did Truex's stuff just come to life? Right? Was it his to lose?
Yeah, but I think I was fascinated from the Denny perspective. For me, watching it was, we knew he had a short run car. So when they dropped the green flag at the end of the race and he takes the lead, I'm like, this thing's over with. You know, I'm ready to put the pizza in the oven. You know, I don't have to watch these last few laps. You know, but it didn't play out that way. But what was fascinating was Denny had a short run car all day long. He couldn't make it. He could make it run 30 laps, and that was it. So did they not keep up with the racetrack? Right. Did they not turn the wick up? Did they not? That was the thing that I looked at, because I looked at Joey Logano and Paul Wolfe. They were out to lunch for one segment, and then they come back, and the next thing you know, he's got another top 10 run. He's got another solid finish. So you look at, some teams made adjustments, but it's like Denny's team was like, we're here, we're good, let's just stay. I'm afraid to move. You know, and sometimes you get in that position where you don't want to adjust yourself out, so you make no adjustment. Well, to your point, it restarted lap 459, lost the lead at lap 485. So 26 laps is all it took. In my mind, 26 laps is a very short run at Martinsville. Yeah. So I have to agree with your point, though, that you thought it went his way.
Yeah, it seemed like to me it just all laid out perfectly for him. You know, but I will say this. It's Joe Gibbs Racing. Again, Joe Gibbs Racing at Martinsville. Are we surprised they're running up front? I mean, it seems like every time you go to Martinsville, they are a factor. Yeah. And look, Kyle Busch, he did not finish well, but he had good speed. He had reasonable speed on Sunday. I think that all of Joe Gibbs Racing, so Christopher Bell ran well. Yes, I think all of Joe Gibbs Racing can feel good about what they did, as well as Penske. I thought Penske had good speed.